It's still day 17 and something bad has happened. The captive human women have poisoned themselves. They have a burning memorial which is overseen by Gobrou and Gobji. Day 26. Training continues and Gobi is falling behind. While training the goblins from his generation, Gobrou continues to eat any promising enemies he comes across to learn new abilities. A group of hobgoblins are walking up to where everyone is training. Gobrou takes out his blades and is ready to start fighting the intruders when Gobji stops in and tells him that they are the fathers for his generation of goblins. The raiders have returned and they have brought back food, weapons and human women. Gobji tells the raiders that it's a good thing that they have a new batch of women as the last batch is gone. Gobrou mentions that goblin DNA is strong and that even if they mate with other species it still results in goblin children. Gobrou asks if he can be in charge of looking after the women. The hobgoblin he asks gets mad and holds Gobrou up while asking who he is. Gobrou's goblins immediately go on defense and draw their weapons. Two female goblins arrives and tells them to stop as they don't need a civil war. They are introduced as Hobsato and Hobsei the mage. Hobsato proposes that the leaders from each generation has a fight. The winner of the fight will become the leader and will decide what the village will do from then on. They both agree to fight and the leader of the older generation is quickly caught by Gobrou's spider silk. Gobrou tells Gobji that it is not a weapon and that it is something that his body naturally produces. Now officially the village leader, Gobrou tells the captured women that he has told the other goblins not to lay a hand on them. He doesn't intend to do anything to them, but he will make sure that they are well looked after. One of the women asks what they need to do and he tells them that he only wants their human knowledge. They tell him that all the men were slaughtered and that they were the only survivors. Day 28. Gobrou has gone to provide food to the captured women. They seem to be in better spirits and appreciate the food that he has brought them. Humans don't evolve like goblins do, but they do all have jobs. In the group of women, they have an appraiser and a smith. The sisters are tailors and cooks, an alchemist and a rookie warrior. He decides to have the warrior join them in training later on. The newly arrived hobgoblins seem to be struggling with the training. Gobrou tells everyone that age does not matter and that it is now a meritocracy. Seeing them struggle, Gobrou asks if they got by on pure luck. The hobgoblins are not happy to hear this. Over the next few days, they focus on group exercises instead of hunting, along with making sure they abide by the rules that he has set for the village. Day 31. Gobrou and Gobkichi are sparring. When everyone was asleep, Gobrou wakes up as he senses something is off. Some of the older goblins have gone to where the captured women were sleeping. Before they can do anything, they are interrupted by Gobrou, who ties them up in his spider silk. He goes over to comfort the women and one of them ends up crying in his arms. Gobkichi, Gobmi and a group of goblins arrive. Gobrou tells Gobkichi to take the tied up goblins outside. He also tells the group to wake everyone up. Once outside, Gobrou beats the goblins in front of the village. One of them ends up getting beaten to death by Gobrou. When he is done, he asks if everyone now understands the village rules. Day 32. Gobrou comes across a Trihorn horse which is then trapped in his spider silk and then promptly taken out by Gobrou and Gobkichi. Eating the Trihorn horse gave Gobrou the abilities Scale Drive, Scales Horse's Cry, Quick Healing, Kick Proficiency, Pierce proficiency up and triple thrust. Gobrou tries out some of his new abilities and finds out that he can strike once but create 3 blows with said strike. Gobrou is sleeping and he feels someone getting on his bed. It is one of the captured women. Gobrou allows her to lie in his bed and covers her with the blanket. Day 33. Gobrou wakes up in the morning to find that he also has Gobmi in his bed. His arms are aching from both of the women sleeping on them. Gobi surprises Gobrou and the gang when she shows them that she has also evolved into a hobgoblin. The training in the village has been going well and Gobkichi is the captain of the armoured fighters, Gobmi runs the ranged unit, Hobsato the mobility-orientated lightly armoured force and Gobe the rear support team. Gobrou decides to leave the captains in charge of training that day and heads out deeper into the woods to hunt for new prey. He comes across another Trihorn horse and uses magic to kill the horse. He treks further into the north of the forest. He comes across some blood and remembers when Gobji told him not to go deep into the northern woods because of the red bear that lives there. Gobrou comes across the remains of a Trihorn horse and is soon approached by the red bear. The red bear stands before Gobrou and growls. Gobrou doesn't intend on running and decides that he will take on the red bear. He starts the battle with demise magic. While he is battling the red bear, Gobmi is waiting at the foot of the cave for him. She asks Gobe if anyone has seen him, but no one has. Back to the battle with the red bear, It had sacrificed one of its arm against a spell that was thrown by Gobrou. The red bear keeps swiping at Gobrou, who doesn't think that the refined scaled armor will keep him safe. The battle between Gobrou and the red bear continues, with Gobrou using his spider silk to trap the bear. The bear thinks it's won and heads on out. Gobrou is hiding behind a tree and is healing his arm. He appears behind the bear and runs up on him. The bear tries to shoot another fire blast, but Gobrou counters with a cold shield. Once he gets close to the bear, he stabs it in the mouth with his blade. The bear breaks free and throws Gobrou. The bear stands before Gobrou with the blade in its mouth. Gobrou confronts the bear with an axe. Gobrou goes in for his last attack, and he loses an arm in the process. Day 34. Gobrou wakes up, and the red bear is dead and has been decapitated. The bear's severed claw has pierced his chest. Gobrou pulls out the claw out of his chest and takes a bite. He learns heavy damage and overpowering strength. Receives another notification telling him that the level values have been exceeded and that he can level up to a rare ogre species. He selects yes. Day 35. Gobrou has woken up hungry and takes a bite of the bear's head. He learns Mountain Lord, Threatening Glint, and All Tolerance. He decides to take the bear's pelt and he notices something has changed when he looks at the knife. He checks his reflection and notices that he has evolved. He returns to the village and the goblins who see him mistake it for an ogre attack. Goblin is the first to realise that the ogre is Gobrou. She kicks him and regrets it as it hurts and has her rolling around in pain. He sits down and takes in all the complaints Goblin has for him. The goblins are surprised he survived fighting the red bear, which is capable of killing and eating ogres. That's it for the recap on Monster, and please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, as well as check in for the next recap.